from station WDWL TV, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard, broadcasting live from Studio A, located on Grumpy Old Man Road. It's the Grumpy Old Man. Me. And the Grumpy Vulture Show. Take your bow. Oh, nice and graceful. Okay, look at the camera. All right. Oh, friends, I'm sure by now you have noticed the latest gift. Yes, this is the other microphone my buddy's son found in the laundry room. And it is called the MXL Blizzard 990. Yes, the Blizzard. And as it states, it is in Arctic White with ice blue LEDs. Isn't that cool? The Blizzard. Arctic White with ice blue LEDs. Outstanding. And I've noticed, I don't know what it's sounding like on your end. More crystal clear than the red and the orange one. Now, I've been debating about experimenting with the Patriot. I don't know, if I should leave it in the box, although why have it collecting dust? Not to mention, it's such a limited production that there are not that many around. And I'm sure my buddy would want me to use it, like all the microphones. Although this one is cool. There's one other one I'm sure he has. Let me put this down. Out of the way. Over here. There is another one that is called the Blaze. And it's what they call charcoal black. And it has red. They call them fire red LEDs. If he doesn't have that one, it's going to really amaze the shit out of me. Because he's got every collectible MXL 990 made. There is another one. I seriously doubt that he would have bought that one, because it's called the Midnight Edition, and it's nothing more than a freaking dark purple with a black mesh screen. I don't think there would be something like that he would have bought. This, obviously. The orange one, the red one, because they're limited production. I found out there is no blue, green, no. It was either orange or red. And then you have the Blizzard. Oh, I love that. I love that microphone. It might be my daily go-to. Also, today, a new item that we ordered for Studio B came in. The maintenance crew hasn't got it up yet. It's part of the new design backdrop, because we're going to change the use of that studio around. Rather than me getting on doing a bitch fit, it'll be a poignant bitch fit. Like a PSA or something like that. But I had to. As soon as I saw this mic in the box, I said, gotta hook up. Ran back here, hooked everything up, made the adjustments, but it is so cool. It almost makes me want to turn that backdrop light off. Let's try it. Hold on. Let me try it. Oh, oh yeah. Yeah. That shows it off even more. Yeah. We don't need the backdrop light. Isn't that cool? Okay. Now, the topic of tonight's show. Now, I'm saving on ink, okay? I know this should be red. Do we know what this means? When you're driving down the road, do you know what this means? Stop. It's a red sign with white letters that say stop. It looks like this. No one fucking uses them anymore. I almost got T-boned today at a four-way stop. I made my stop. There was a car approaching the stop sign. So I started into the intersection. This guy almost T-boned me. Ran the stop sign. Then, when I'm pointing, like, look behind you, asshole, there's a stop sign. The guy said, you're number one, twice. Yeah, I was number one in his book, twice. There is a total disregard for stop signs today. I have a brand new driver's license handbook. It shows every road sign and explains them in detail. And one of the first signs is a stop sign. You need to know these signs in order to get your driver's license. But it seems that once people get a driver's license, they fucking forget what that red sign is for. I have one. It's about 20 feet from the apron of my driveway. There's another one across the street. Daily, I see almost every car run the sign. As a matter of fact, it's a rarity that someone will stop. Most of them will do like a touch and go. A few actually come to a dead stop. But 85% of the traffic on my street blow that fucking sign. And I'll tell you what, the first district commander cringes when he sees me in the lobby. And I get the same answer. Matter of fact, he says to me, he says, I don't know why you're wasting time. There's nothing I can do. We're short-handed the way it is. He says, I can't allocate a car to sit at that stop sign for 2, 3, 4 hours a day, which I understand. So I made a call to the 3rd District downtown, the main police station, to the traffic unit. I get the same answer. We are so short-handed, we can barely cover the assignments we need to cover, like directing traffic at a construction site or investigating a serious accident, because that's what the traffic cars do. I'm waiting for the troop commander of the Highway Patrol Station to call me back. I left a message there today. He was in Columbus at a meeting. I've been told that he could allocate a car to sit during the high traffic times, which I would call rush hour, like from 6 in the morning to 9, or 2:30 to 4:30. Those are the busy times here, because you can come up West Avenue, up Victory to Emory, and it's a straight shot to 150th, and that's what all of our traffic is. People trying to avoid, all the red lights and everything, so they zip through the neighborhood. Unfortunately, the assholes that zip through the neighborhood don't know what this fucking sign means. I've had enough. Today was, this guy stopped about a foot from the side of my truck. I'd have got T-boned. If I'd have had the window down, I probably could have felt the heat coming off his radiator. And then he has the nerve to flip me off. You ran the stop sign, dickhead. I came to a stop. I make sure I stop at stop signs, mainly for occurrences like this. Had he been going any faster, I'd have got wiped out. Because I'll tell you what, there's so much rotten rust on my truck, a lot of the structural integrity is probably gone. He'd have hit it and there'd have been, a big pile of rust in the street, and I'd have been sitting on the frame rails holding the steering wheel. I don't understand the motoring public's disregard for stop signs. And I'm not talking the two on my street. I'm talking every stop sign. There's another stop sign down the street. People don't stop for that. They just blow the corner. Although that is this, whatever asshole told the city we needed a stop sign at the corner of that street. It makes no sense. Because traffic can only make a right-hand turn. It's not like it's a big intersection. But no. As a matter of fact, it seems like the city must have got, a buy one, get 5 free sale when they bought stop signs. They have got more goddamn stop signs in this neighborhood. It's ridiculous. In a way, I could understand why people don't bother to stop. Because they have overdone it with stop signs. On the one street, I can't go half a block without a stop sign. It's stop, start, stop, start, stop, and there's no need for it. Oh, I talked to the traffic commissioner once before, and he said, well, it maintains the traffic at a low rate of speed. Well, if you don't stop at the goddamn sign, big deal. Don't keep nobody at low rate of speed. They just blow the fucking sign and pray somebody ain't going to blow the sign coming the other way. Oh, it's just irritating today. Another reason that I quit riding my motorcycle. It was bad enough when cell phones come out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Distracted driving. I got run off the road 3 different times. Luckily, it was in the grass. And the one guy, I literally made eye contact with him in his side view mirror. I saw him look at me And he still fucking cut me off. And then he told me, I didn't see you. Oh, what do you mean you didn't see you? You were looking right at me, dickhead. No, I didn't see you. That's because you were probably in your goddamn cell phone. It's getting out of hand. People, they just totally disregard any traffic control device. It's like, you know what? Piss on you. I'm going to drive the way I want to drive. And it's getting worse and worse and worse every year. Matter of fact, the other day a school bus blew the sign. And I was talking to my letter carrier, and she said, oh yeah, I see it all the time. She said, the damn school buses don't even, obey the traffic signs, and they're carrying our kids. Well, not mine, but they're carrying kids. They don't realize what the weight of that bus is. And that bus doesn't stop on a dime. And if they hit someone, they can put them in that permanent dirt nap. If you catch my drift. You gotta watch what you say on YouTube. It's funny. Some words you can say, they don't give a fuck. Other words you say, it's like, oh, can't say that. You're banned. We're going to shut you down for a week. Yeah, I don't understand their algorithm. They got these AI generated listening devices. They're tuned to pick up a certain word. You can say 560 other words. You say that one word, shut down. But I'm basically on a one-man crusade. And it's a losing battle. It really is. It's not like back in the day if I went up and talked to the commander and he'd like, oh, hey, I'll have a car there twice a day for a week. Not now. He told me, he says, I'm lucky I got enough crew out there to cover the calls that come in, let alone have one sit and watch people run stop signs. So hopefully the troop commander from the highway patrol calls me tomorrow, because they can't be that busy. I mean, they sit in the school zone up the street. They could alternate back and, I'm sure by now people know that the trooper is going to be sitting in the driveway of the church. He's there all the time. So let him come down and sit on my stop signs, and people will go, phew, he's gone. And then he can go back there a couple days later and catch a bunch of speeders that think he finally left. He sits there every day. During school, when school is starting, and then when school lets out, a nice silver, Dodge Charger with the fancy blue roof lights and hood lights and grill lights, and things got more blue on it. There were a couple of them last summer. They were chasing a guy down the street. And there was like 6 of them in front of my house. It was picture about 700 of these flashing. It was a big, flashing blue cloud of light. I hadn't realized how bright that fucking blue is at night. So he can sit and watch my stop signs. See, the only problem is, those cars kind of stand out with the silver. Although, we did have white for the longest time. Those trooper cars really stood out. Now we have silver. See, Cleveland's cars are black. So people, they don't pay much attention. That silver car catches your eye. But I'm sure he could write some tickets, and I guarantee a state ticket for running a stop sign is probably more than the city. That would teach some people a lesson. But it's getting totally out of hand. And it's everywhere. It's not just my street. I see people blowing stop signs left and right. Although you don't see it much in the suburbs, because they're really on top of things. Like the suburb north of me. Oh, you don't breathe the wrong way in that suburb. Believe me, I know. But see, you don't see the bullshit there that you see here. People stop at stop signs. They stop at red lights. They obey traffic control devices. Come into Cleveland, free for all, do what you want. Because they know nothing's going to happen. They could run a stop sign in front of a police cruiser. If that guy's on an assignment, he ain't going to stop and write a ticket, and they know it. And as short-handed as the police force is, they rarely stop anybody because they're too busy. But today, that really, I saw my life flash before my eyes. It wasn't a pretty sight, believe me. Yeah, that guy was, he meant about, if he was 12 inches, he was a lot. Then, to flip me off, hey! I wanted to get out of the truck and beat the shit out of him. But, you never know. Gruffy could step out of the truck and have a third eye, if you catch my drift. And not one I could see through. So you don't dare approach anybody like back in the day. You could walk up to somebody and have a gentleman's discussion. Oh, not today. It was amazing. The more I give it thought, how my father could drive home drunk almost every night, and he never got stopped. Never. Totaled 3 cars. Of course, he didn't stop. After he realized, it's drivable, he drove it home. But never got stopped. The angels were riding with him, I guess. Sometime he'd leave the VFW. They'd have to help him to his car. Walk a straight line. Never gonna happen. Get in the car, drive home. That wouldn't be Grumpy's luck. I'd come out, put the key in the ignition, that's it. Arrested. I didn't even get to start the car, officer. Well, that's what we're trying to prevent, asshole. Get out of the car. Assume the position. Click, click. Uh-oh. Grumpy be wearing silver bracelets. I don't want to hear no shit out of you. Just because, you had a little more freedom over in Studio B. Oh, yeah, he got to be right up facing the camera. He wanted that here. He goes, can I sit on your lap? I said, I don't think so. Sit on your perch by your non-lava-ing lava lamp. I gotta find a bulb for that thing. It's been on for like 45 minutes. Nothing. It don't even look like it wants to lava. And they're goofy bulbs. And every lava lamp has one a different size. I got a lava lamp in the bedroom. I tried the bulb over here. Too big. I went to put the top on. Nope. And it don't give a bulb number on the box either. And there's no number on the stupid bulb. I had the thing out. It had my big magnifying glass. How can you order a replacement if you can't find the goddamn number? No, what they want you to do is buy another lamp. I don't need one that bad to buy another lamp. If this bulb quits, oh well, too bad. Although they're only like $10.95 on eBay, I could buy another one. The one in my bedroom's the cool one. It's orange and brown, and when it gets to lava-ing, it really looks like a lava lamp. This thing, little white balls floating up, boop, boop, boop. Most boring lava lamp I've ever seen. Oh, it's got a hump in the middle. It looks like it might be lava-ing soon. By the end of the stream, it'll be lava-ing. I'll end the stream and go to shut it off, and it go bloop. It's been on for, like I say, almost 45 minutes. It should be lava-ing all over the place. But, oh, when I look at this microphone, does it look... Oh, it is cool. 4 ice blue LEDs. Now it makes me hope he's got the blaze. I'd like to see what the red one looks like. I would almost guarantee he's got it. He had a thing for the MXL 990 microphones. He really did. I've got... Well, they're not 990s, MXLs. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This makes 6. 6 MXL microphones. Something my buddy loved MXLs. Although I discovered something today. Being an old CBer, there was a microphone. They called it the Lollipop. It was an static D104. Any of you CBers out there will know which mic. Every CBer wanted one. If you had a bass unit in your house, you wanted a D104 microphone because they were the best goddamn microphones on earth. The 2 guys that invented these microphones were ham radio operators. And they wanted a microphone that not only had pure voice, but no static. And they came up with these D104s, the Lollipop. Well, they were made right here in Conneaut, Ohio. And today, I was on eBay and I spotted a D104 for sale. Of course, it was brand new in the box, never used. Guy wants $500 for it. No pin, microphone pin ever soldered to the end of the wiring. I mean, it was in the box. Even the little cardboard protector that kept it from closing to, as you talk, you close the talk bar. So I was like, gee, whatever happened to a static? Well, I found out they're still making microphones. They make commercial microphones for, like, two-way radios. Not CV radio, CV. That's something big with the truckers. Although Grumpy still has several CB radios. But they also make microphones for, like, idiots at me that do streaming or professional studios. CAD audio. CAD, CAD audio. And CAD audio has a division. Oh, they make a shitload of microphones. The only thing is, none of the components are made in America. I was thinking of investing in a CAD audio microphone, and I figured, they can't be anything like the oldest statics. And that could be a reason why my buddy, he didn't have one CAD audio microphone in the group. I went through them. God, he must have had 70 microphones. He seemed to look in to quality and discovered that MXL, they are, I'll tell you what. I turned the gain down on this microphone because when I had it set for the red and the orange, it blew my ears out. And I'm a foot away from this. Usually I've got the mic right in front of me. I'm 12 inches away. I've got the gain turned down as low as I could get it without killing the mic altogether. And the audio is unbelievable and crystal clear. So I think I understand why my buddy had this thing for MXL microphones. These mics are built like the oldest statics. The only problem is a static don't make them. But the engineers that designed this microphone and this cardioid cartridge inside, they must have been studying the old D104 microphones. They had to. The quality is unbelievable. Sometimes you get a very low hum. You wouldn't hear it, but I would. And it's kind of irritating because it's just low enough to irritate the fuck out of you. Not with these. And like I say, I am a foot away from this mic. I usually have the gain control for the red and the orange ones on 5. I've got this thing like at 2.75. If I went any lower, I would have killed the mic. I don't know what it is about the Blizzard. This mic is even better quality than the other MXLs that I've got. And I'm wondering if the Blaze would be, I would tend to think the Blaze would be the same way. They probably use the same insert, the crystal cartridge, and just put red LEDs and a black screen on the top. You can, matter of fact, I love it. You can see the cartridge. It's a round crystal. They call it a crystal cartridge, but you can actually see it. The way the LEDs are, it kind of lights it up in a circle. They had to have studied the design of the old static. They had to. I tend to think somewhere in that company, MXL, have got to be some ham radio operators to design this microphone, because it reminds me of the old Lollipop, the old D104. It was, I'll tell you what, it was one of the bass microphones that every CBer wanted. At one time, a static could not keep up with the production. The demand was so high for the D104, and they were sold worldwide. And these two guys started this company basically in the basement of their houses. They kept working on prototypes and working on prototypes. And when they finally got the D104 perfected, that's when it went into production. And everyone wanted one. Matter of fact, I tried to get one locally. And the CB shop told me, he says, I've got pre-orders. He goes, right now I could put you on a list. You won't get it till November. And this was in May. So I decided, okay, I'm going to drive out to Conneaut, where they're made, and buy one direct. So I walked in, and their reception said, can I help you? I said, yes. I would like to purchase a D104. She says, no problem. Put your name on this list. I said, what? She goes, oh yeah, we got a waiting list. I said, how long? Now, mind you, this was May. She said, maybe the middle of September. Holy yuccafuck. I couldn't believe it. I'm at the factory. And they couldn't even sell me one at the factory. So to kind of soften the blow, they gave me a guided tour of the Static Microphone Museum. Oh, it was amazing to see microphones from the 20s, 30s, 40s. Yeah. Leaving empty-handed didn't make me too happy. But I did put my name on the list at the factory. And actually, I got it like the 1st of August. And they weren't cheap. It was like a $300 microphone. And then, figures, I get the D104, standard. 6 months later, they come out with a D104 amplified. Yeah, it had an amplifier built into it. I was like, oh, Grumpy's luck. But I had my D104. And then somewhere, I've moved so many times, carting a shitload of CB radios around, the microphone vanished. And I'm not going to buy another one. First of all, you can't use it for this type of broadcast. And second of all, I'm not going to set up a CB base station in the house. They're not popular anymore. Cell phones ruined the CB radios. They really did. God, it was to the point you could order them in your car, built in at the factory. That's how popular CB radios were when Detroit decided, holy shit, we got to start designing a new dashboard to install a CB radio. And they did a hell of a job because it was an AM FM cassette CB radio. Yeah, the microphone plugged right into the dash. I had one in my Cadillac. I had a neat Eldorado. Oh, a white, pearl white Eldorado with a Continental wheel. Yeah, grumpy, looked like a pimp. Continental wheel with wide white walls. Yeah, red leather interior. All I needed was a purple feather boa and a hat with a feather and a raccoon coat. And I looked like a pimp for sure. But oh, that car was it. And it was a diesel. I loved that car. And unfortunately, I had to sell it. I would give anything to have an 85 Eldorado today. If you don't remember what they looked like, they were kind of squared off. They were a little smaller, you know, that's when cars were getting downsized. Gargle it, 85 Eldorado. I wish I had pictures. I never took any pictures of that car. I don't understand why. But yeah, it had a built-in CB radio from the factory. Cool car. And it was one of the true diesel engines. It wasn't the converted gas engine that blew up after a while. Oh yeah, GM, they had some lawsuits up the ass. Because they were in a hurry to get a diesel engine in America. So the dumbasses, you know, instead of studying the diesel engine design from the European cars, they said, oh, we'll just take a 350 V8 gas engine and we'll convert it. Well, it worked for about 50,000 miles, and then they blew up. Very rarely would you find a diesel with a converted gas block that went over 50,000 miles. Some of them were blowing up at 20 and 30,000. GM ended up having to put brand new real diesels in them. Oh, they had lawsuits up the ass over them converted gas blocks. They should have realized ultra high compression. You don't use a gas crankshaft. It ain't gonna take the high compression. And yeah, the bottom end would blow out of them. I don't know how many converted gas engine diesels I saw with piston rods hanging onto the oil pans. And then GM built a true diesel. They were like, oh, we better do it right from the ground up. And that's what my 85 Eldo had, a true diesel. Oh, it pissed people off that were driving behind me. You know, like driving behind an old bus. Diesel stinks. I didn't notice it. I was in front of the tailpipe. They were behind it. Yeah, I'd have people like blowing their fucking horns, waving at their noses. Then go around me, pal. Christ, Mercedes had diesels for goddamn years. I didn't see you blowing your horn behind a Mercedes. No, get behind my Eldorado. Blow the horn. Like I can change the stink. Oh, wait a minute. I'll put it on sweet smell for you. Idiots. Boy, we go all over the place, don't we? We go from stop signs to CB radios to stinky diesels. I would give anything to have one of them Volkswagens with a diesel in it. The dumbass people were making the Volkswagen buy back. Not me. I'd have kept it because there was an agreement. If you had one and you didn't want to sell it back to Volkswagen, they had to maintain it for life. And I'd have driven that thing until it rotted out and fell in the street. Yeah, I couldn't believe all these assholes selling them back to Volkswagen and they take them and crush them. No. I'd have taken the agreement. As long as I own the car, you will maintain that car. Yeah, I had a friend. I said, Where's your VW? Oh, I sold it back to Volkswagen because it had that defective computer for the diesel engine. I said, oh, you dumbass. First of all, Volkswagen had to put the new updated computer in them. Then they had to retune the injectors and the injection pump. And then they had to maintain the car for you for as long as you owned it. And he took the money. Oh, idiot. But see, I wanted the car. But if he had sold it to me, I wouldn't have got that deal. It only went for the owner, the original purchaser. But yeah, I'd have kept the car, not taken the buyout and bought something else. What a dumbass. Yes, Grumpy has some dumbass friends that do some stupid shit. I even sat down and talked to him. I said, hey, A, B. Take B. No. If Volkswagen's going to maintain that thing for free, shit. Why would you sell it back? To see it go to a crusher. Because that's what Volkswagen ended up doing with all them cars. They crushed them. Wasn't a damn thing wrong with them. Except they had fucked up computers that were lying about the emissions. Smart-ass college kids figured that out. Oh, Volkswagen, they fooled the world with those cars. And then some college kids started doing some figuring, going, wait a minute, something ain't right here. Yeah. Whoever wrote the program for the computer in that car was a wizard. Because what would happen? That thing would spew emissions like crazy until it was plugged into the state test computers. Then it bumped it to a clean diesel program. I don't know how them college kids figured it out, but yeah. if you drove it normally, the thing would belch, toxins all over the place, which is not good for the planet, but once it was plugged in to a test computer, it immediately went to program 2. And oh, that engine ran as clean as can be. Unplug it, belch. Yeah. Volkswagen denied it. Oh, no. Yeah, they got into the computer and they figured out. I don't know how they figured out how to trick it, but yeah. Some college kids with some kind of project. And they caught Volkswagen with their pants down. And it was American college kids. It wasn't German. Of course, they got different emissions over there, but yeah. It had 2 programs in the computer. It was beautiful. Drive it daily. Belch all kinds of noxious fumes. Plug it into a test computer. Oh, clean as can be. I give it to Volkswagen. They put one over on us. Till them smart-ass college kids ruined it. It would have been interesting to see how many years they would have gotten away with that. It was ingenious. Whoever the guy was that wrote the program for the computer in those cars was a wizard. And they got away with it for a long time. I never read the article. There was an article written as to how these college kids discovered this. I think one of them worked at a test station. And they had the dual testing device where you just plug, like our test, you plug the test machine into the computer. They used to have a device where they stuck a probe up the tailpipe. And I think the test station happened to have this old equipment. And how this one or group of college kids said, let's drag that old test equipment over here and do a tailpipe probe. And they caught it. It was like, gee, this thing's running really clean. They unplugged the computer and went, wow, this thing's belching a bunch of crap. Plug it back in, Fred. Plug the computer back in. Clean readings. Unplug the computer. Dirty readings. And then they figured out the algorithm in the computer, I guess. I don't know I never read the article. All I know is Volkswagen got caught with their pants down. I thought it was hilarious myself. Kind of like the Germans getting back at us for WDWL. Of course, after things calmed down, they flooded America with Beetles. I can't complain. My father had one. That's where I learned to drive stick. So I can't complain about a Beetle, but yeah. They flooded America with Volkswagen Beetles. As a matter of fact, my father's was neat. It had an 8-track tape player in it. I was cool. He'd come home from work. I asked him, can I have the keys? Yeah, just make sure that you don't waste my gasoline. So I always brought it home on full. A Volkswagen cost me about 50 cents to fill the tank. I miss that car. It was robin's egg blue with an 8-track. And that was the days when 8-tracks were big, man. If you had an 8-track tape player from the factory, you were cool. It was hard to believe. A robin's egg blue Volkswagen was a chick magnet. They just wanted to ride around for the 8-track music. They didn't give a shit about me. Here, can I bring my own tape? Yeah, sure. Driving along. I go to put my arm on the chin. Nope, don't pull that shit. I'm only with you for the 8-track tape player. Okay. That's all right. I loved that little Beetle. Then my father sold it. Traded in a Cadillac. Ruined all my fun. But it was cool when we had it. Not the kind of Beetles you know. Gargle, Volkswagen Beetle. Not Beetle. And not the singing Beatles either. Damn bird. Irritates the shit out of me. There, read this. What does it say? Stop. Stop using your beak. Keep your mouth shut, or I'll get the zip ties. I keep forgetting to bring them in. They're at home on my dresser. I'll write myself a note. Maybe tomorrow he'll look like a beetle. I'll put the zip ties on him like... That was hilarious. I didn't realize it when I first put them on. Then I looked and was like, holy shit, he looks like a beetle vulture. Or a vulture beetle, or whatever. He's over here chattering under his tongue. That's all right. Tomorrow, I know. Hotline will ring. Come to the office. I disconnected it one day. About 15 minutes later, the maintenance guy was in. The CEO said you're not answering your phone. I said, hasn't rang. Then he looked into it and found the wires disconnected. Ruined that idea. And then he sealed the backup. Put super glue on everything. I can't get the damn screws out to disconnect the wiring. The only way I could do it is cut the cable. Then I'd be in trouble. And with that, I just love staring at that microphone. I don't really want to end the stream. That thing looks so cool with its ice blue LEDs. Yeah, I like how they describe it on the box. An Arctic white finish with ice blue LEDs to chill your broadcast. Ain't chilling at all. I guess the refrigeration unit inside that it must be broken. No cold air coming off of that mic. I guess it's chilling my broadcast, though. The guys that write this shit on these microphones, any advertisement, although I gotta hand it to them, sometimes it's so corny, it's catchy. Like when we had, what's her name? Clara Peller. Where's the beef lady? Wendy's had a hot one with that one. She looking a bun. Where's the beef? She was like 90 years old. I don't know where they found her. Another advertising gimmick like this one. It'll chill your broadcast. Nah. Grumpy's just full of hot air like normal. And with that, Where's my clicker? I will chat with you tomorrow, and maybe I will have the patriotic MXL tomorrow. I'm leaning towards using it. So you'll see the red, white, and blue with the gold bands possibly tomorrow. I gotta think on it. Unless a blaze shows up. If a blaze shows up, it'll be red, fiery LEDs. Otherwise, we'll have a non-LED patriotic microphone tomorrow. An MXL collector's piece. And with that, I will chat with you guys tomorrow. See ya.